Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Sophia Plays Like It's Akko. Well, yeah, that's my new channel, and we are back with another video. I'm gonna be telling more stories, and I know I would say I would get back to these stories, but these are scary, creepy stories. So stay tuned for the scariest, everest story ever. Let's get right into the video. So there was this one girl called Latina. Latina came to our school, and she was like, "Oh, hey, my name is Latina. What's yours?" And I'm like, my name is Rose. My name is Carolina. Not Carolina. What the heck? My name is Sophia." And then Latina said, "What, like Sophia the First?" And then I'm like, "No, not Sophia the First." But then Latina said, "Oh, then can we have a sleepover?" And I was like, "Sure. Let me ask my friends." Then I go on my phone to talk to my friends. After that, when I go on my phone, I notice them not talking to me when I'm replying a message, and I'm wondering what happened. So after that, so I go back to Latina and I say, "Latina, why is my friend not responding?" And then Latina says she doesn't even say anything. She just goes on her phone and blocks my number, and then she leaves the school and then doesn't come back after like 5 to 6 days. And then she came back until 7 days. My friends came to the school, and then everyone stares at Latina looking like, "Oh, look, everyone, look, it's Latina, the girl who didn't come from school from 5 to 6 days." And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember Latina. She hasn't been here for 5 to 6 days. I wonder why. Let me go ask her." And then I'll be like, "Hey Latina, why did you not come like on the 5th or the 6th?" And she was like, Latina didn't even answer. She was like going up to one of my friends, Lola, and Lola said, "Latina, why are you looking at me like that?" And then Latina said, "Oh, because you want to be friends. Like, break up with freaking Sophia. Almost like Sophia the First." But Lola said, "Sorry, Latina, I'm not gonna do that. If you think I'm gonna do that to my best friend, you are very not good." And then I was like, yes, Lola is sticking up to me." And then Latina looks at me and then turns back to Lola. Lola is still looking at Latina like, "Latina, what are you looking at?" And then Latina answers Lola's question, saying that, "Oh, nothing. I was just looking at your ugly friend Sophia." And I was like, "Ugly? Who's she calling ugly? Like, look at herself. I'm not her mirror." And then Latina looks back at me, steps up to me like a little farther, and then she just tries to punch me in the face just because I said that I'm not her mirror, and she looks ugly. But like, it's true. Like, if you look at her face for a minute or so, oh my god, she's very ugly. And after that, she like punched me so hard that my nose was bleeding. So I went to the nurse's office, and the nurse asked, "Oh my god, how did this happen?" And then I was like, "Latina hit me in the nose with her fist." And then the nurse called my mom, and then my mom said, "Oh my god, what happened to my baby?" And then the nurse said to the mom, she got hit by a classmate named, what is the person's name? Sophia. And I said, it was Latina. And then the nurse said to my mom, "Oh, it was Latina Vasquez." And then my mom reported Latina Vasquez. She had her phone number, so like, she called the mom of Latina, and then the mom of Latina said, "Oh, why are you calling?" And then the mom of me said, "Oh, because you need to respect your child more." And then Latina's mom said, "Well, too bad, because she really means it." But then after that, we went to lunchtime. Latina had nowhere to sit. Everyone was looking at her, but the lunch person was telling her, "Oh, Latina, please sit down." And then Latina said, "But I don't have nowhere to sit. I don't know who's going to let me sit with them." And then I said, "Oh, Latina, you can sit with us." And then Latina was like, "Sophia, no, I'm not sitting with you. You're so ugly that when I look at you, I throw up. Like, oh my goodness." And then I was like, "Girl, stop using those comebacks." Those comebacks were like from literally 1989. You're using comebacks from 1989. Go cry in the bathroom or something. Go cry for your mommy. And then Latina was like running off to the bathroom crying. And then Mason was running after Latina. And then I was like, "Mason, where are you going?" And then Jackson comes up to me and just kiss me on the fucking cheek. But like, I'm sorry for saying this. This is appropriate, but don't say it. Never, never, ever. And he didn't kiss me, but like he hugged me and said, "Oh, Sophia, don't mind about Latina. Latina just has problems, you know." And then she has like always mental problems, and that's what I'm always issuing about. Like she literally has problems all the time. Not all the time, but like sometimes. And she's always like the next day. So I got out of bed, I brushed my teeth, and then I went to school. My mom said, "Here's your lunch," and I grabbed my lunch and I went to school. We went to ELA or math first, and we even after that they literally said, "Oh, open your books. It's time for ELA." And I was like, "But aren't okay? You know, I'm not even gonna ask." And anyways, this story is getting boring. Let's move on to the next story. I'll continue that story. No, I'm gonna continue it still. I don't care what you guys say. Anyways, so Latina was like, "Oh, hey Sophia, can I sit next to you?" And I was like, "No, no, 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 no. You cannot sit next to me. Who do you think you are?" Was the person who says, "Oh, Latina, can I sit with you?" Yeah, okay, I'm not like that. If you don't play me. Don't play me, girl. Just don't. Like, if you do, I mean, you would have been like out of your misery, like. But I'll just hold on. Let me take a breath. Okay, I'm good. Now, let me go to an obby. Whatever kind of obby. I don't care. Anyways, once I load into this obby, I will continue the story. All right, let's continue. So after that, Latina went up to me and was like, "What you doing, Sophia?" And I was like, "I'm just reading a book. Now get away from me." And then Latina was like, "Okay, sheesh, you're so rude." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, then why did you call me ugly the couple months ago?" And then she was like, "Oh, because you were." And then I was like, "Okay, yeah, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to have such a face on." Anyways, so guys, also let's get right back to the story. I'm sorry. So Latina went up to me and was like, okay. "Oh, Latina, you look a little bit messed up. What's wrong with your hair?" And then Latina looks at me being like, "Oh, because you yourself spit on me. So I'm going to go tell the principal to go to the principal's office." And then Riley, the new student, comes up to me. She's like, well, Riley wasn't new, but like she was kind of new. And then so she was like the meanest person. She was like, "I'm all about that bass, no trouble." And then after that, I went up to Riley and I was like, "Riley, what the heck are you doing?" And I'm like, Riley's like, "None of your business, Sophia the first." And then Latina looks at Riley and says, "Oh, I called her that name. Good job." And I look at Latina, and Latina's just staring at Riley while I stare at Latina. Latina doesn't even answer me. She's like, "Oh, what is going on, girl? What's up with you? Why are you looking at me like that?" And then I'm like, "Oh, because you called me something that you weren't supposed to call me." And then Latina was like, "Oh, what did I call you? I'm so sorry." And then Latina just looks at me confused, and I'm like, "Latina, stop thinking that you don't know what you said to me. You have to know. Like, everybody knows except you." So everyone just answers to the teacher, while I'm just like up to Latina, looking at her face like a little stupid idiot, when my face is like squished up together, and looking at her like in an angry face because I'm so mad because she called me something that. So I just broke her chair, and then the stupid teacher just sent me to the principal's office, which I did nothing wrong, and they're like, "Oh, Sophia, please go to the principal's office because you did something." And I was like, "What did I do wrong?" So, like, Latina was the one who did it, not me. So I was like, "What? I did not do anything. Don't send me there." I was like, excuse me, what the heck? What is wrong with you? I have no procedures. So Latina said, "What do you mean by that?" And then I was like, "Getting knocked out." And then I just smack her, and then she drops to the floor. And then someone sees her that almost like knocked out on the floor. And after, when they went inside our classroom, the principal said, "Hey, I need to talk to Latina. Not Latina, what the heck? I need to talk to Sophia. I need to talk to Crystal." And then I'm like, "Who's Crystal?" And then she was like, "You dummy." After that, after that, my brother, not my brother, what the heck am I saying? After that, we went like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but whatever. I got so confused. Hold on. I lost myself. Oh, now I remember. So Latina looked up at me and said, "Ugh, why are you here?" And then I'm like, "Why are you here?" And then Crystal, well, I'm Crystal, I'm sorry. So me, Crystal, and then Latina said, "Oh, Crystal, what are you doing over here?" And I'm like, "Shut up, Latina, I wasn't talking to you." Then Latina was like, "I wasn't talking to you either." And then I said, you literally asked me something." And then Latina looks up at me, getting her fist ready to punch at me. And when I'm like in my mind saying, "Oh, I think she's gonna punch me. Well, let's see about that." So after that, Tina tries to throw a punch at me, but I knocked it and she punched herself. So her mouth started bleeding when we didn't even notice. She went to the nurse's office and got it checked, and then it stopped bleeding after that. But she got not used to it a lot of times, but like all of the story, this is when Latina was new. So the next story is about to come, but I'm trying to finish this story. I'm sorry, guys, if the video is long. I'm just trying to finish this, guys. Anyways, Latina looks up at me and says, "Hey, do you know the answer for 2 times 11?" And then I'm like, stop telling me to give you answers, Latina. Answer it on your own. And then Latina was like, "Oh, fine, I'll ask Jason." And then I was like, "No, don't ask Jason. Jason is my boyfriend." And then after that, Latina looks at me so surprised, being like, "Ooh, you have a boyfriend? Can I have her? Can I have him?" And then I'm like, "No, I'm lesbian." And then Latina looked up at me and said that if you're dating a lesbian, then why are you with Jason? Jason should be with me. Let's not talk with dating stuff, guys. Anyways, so I'm sorry, guys. I just just like looking at stuff on the game. Red wine. California girls are careful. This could do all the. So guys, let's get right back to the story. So anyways, Latina looked up at me and then looked down at me, and then she grabbed the fucking fist while she was like, "Oh, look, it's Latina. Latina, the stupid bitch." I mean, Tina looked at me and was like, "So, can I have Jason?" And then I'm like, no, you cannot. Okay, let's move on to the different story because this story is getting a little bit boring. So I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, this is a story about my grandmother. Anyways, it's a scary story, by the way. So this was one time we were in bed. I was already asleep. Then I saw something in my dream. It was like a scary monster. And I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." Okay, guys, I'm gonna like end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was all. But in the next video, I will do a lot of stories. Bye, guys.